our injury insider. Okay, let's bring it back home here to the Marcus Davenport situation. And Spenny, you have the clip. And look, this has been, I don't want to say like divisive, unquote, in the Lions community, but Marcus Davenport injured his shoulder in the game. We played the clip earlier of Dan Campbell. Here's what it is right here. The Spencer Raxter's playing it. You saw Davenport get the sack. Yeah. Kind of hit the elbow down, and there you see that left shoulder. And again, Doc, I know it's tough for you to see right that, and you're kind of parachuting into this, but at the same time, Spenny said this was like the ultimate Marcus Davenport injury, where he beats his defense. He beats the guy one-on-one, gets to the quarterback, makes the sack, hits the ground, hurts his shoulder allegedly, right?
Yep.
That's what the talk is. So, Doc, again, I'm kind of putting you on the spot just based off that. What do you got?
I was there live. We saw it. I saw him walk off. I saw him holding his shoulder, but he was also shaking it out. So I would be surprised. Maybe he'll miss a game or two. I don't see. This is like, who's rumoring season-ending shoulder injury?
The talk is. Here's what's setting
everybody off.
You are uniquely qualified to handle this.
Yes.
Dan Campbell yesterday was asked about it,
yes.
And he went on and talked about it, and then he said, "I don't know. We have to dig a little further to see." And right before he ended it, he said, "We have to go get something to the effect of we have to get a second opinion."
Yeah, we're waiting on a second.
On a second opinion. And Spencer brought up the case. When in the history of life have you said, well, that went well, let me go get a second opinion?
Let me go to the worst opinion first.
Which is fair. Doc, that changes things, does it not?
It changes things that we need to double check at this point. The advice we're getting is good. And this is before any imaging. We haven't seen an MRI. We haven't seen his functional. He did come back in the game and play a few more downs. The game was in hand. Why waste them there? I think from a medical standpoint, that was the right decisions. I didn't see anything tremendous. With a lot of weight coming down on that elbow, what happens is when he hits that elbow, he hits the ground. You see how he just collapses in? That force from the elbow going up to the shoulder, those create big tensions on that ball and socket, which you can get a compressive injuries, which is a bone bruise. I don't see any dislocation, so he's at lesser risk of a ligament injury, and muscular should have been fine. So it's more of that compression contusion, which will get worse over 2 to 3 days, and then eventually start healing after day 5. But once you get that bone bruise, which is most likely when you have an impact injury to the elbow and it drives up into your shoulder joint, that ball and socket, I'm hoping that's all it is, but there's also the labral ligaments that hold the joint in tight that get disruptive in these kind of injuries. So when he says we need a second opinion, it could go either way. I can read it both ways, that we're undercalling it or we're overcalling it. But usually a second opinion means they're overcalling it.
Doc.
Just to be politically correct.
In the chat, 313
That was
Kurt.
my professional opinion too, Doc.
Can you address this rumor from 313 Kurt in the chat? He's got turf shoulder. Do you dismiss turf shoulder?
I dismiss turf shoulder.
No, super intense funny bump, right? Like, it wasn't like it almost like how somebody.
Now he's
lands on
trying
your
to say
funny
any
bone.
inflammation should have turf in front of it, is what I'm concluding from.
No,
it.
it should have Pierce in front of it.
That's
Doc,
right.
what
we
would
want,
that
we
be?
want to put
Shoulder.
With
Pierce
the way he
equals
fell, with the way he would that be an AC joint? Would that be a dislocation? What would you look at there?
I'm not aware of turf shoulder.
We're dismissing turf shoulder.
Pierce shoulder.
But Spencer's question, is that like AC joint related? Like what? In your professional medical opinion.
Well, AC joint is where the collarbone comes into the shoulder. You get a lot of inflammation there. That does lead to, I would say, 50% unnecessary surgeries. They're not treating it properly. They're not doing the proper mechanics and the proper secret sauces, which I'll continue to push today, apparently.
No,
but I do want to talk about Arnold.
Yeah.
But you want to finish.
Oh, no, I was just going to ask. One final follow-up on Davenport is injury-prone guys.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm
Ragnar's
asking
not
you.
one of those.
I'm asking you an impossible question right here, Doc. Just because you've seen it all, you've been with professional sports teams, all of it. Just injury-prone guys. ... Your thoughts. It's open-ended. Interpret it how you want to.
Yes. The answer is yes.
There are
there
injury-prone guys.
injury-prone guys? Typically, injury-prone guys don't make it to this level, though. You grew up playing sports. You grew up playing to professional. You can always pick a guy like, oh, my God, he was so talented. Injuries just kept him out. Was it because he played? There's different reasons. Is there guys that are softer than others? Is there a mentality? There's a mentality. Like, people don't like to say stereotyping anymore, right? You say I'm stereotyping a football player to a hockey player to there's characteristics of those players that stand. There's characteristics of the ultimate alpha. I mean, look at Baker Mayfield. I mean, he plays through how many injuries? You look at Ragnar, they play through how many injuries? Then there's guys, there's just, yes, there's people that are injury prone. Is it equal soft? Does it equal cautious? Does it, whatever other words we want to use, they're not playing the same game always. They're playing a different game. They're not going into that pile of guys to go for the ball. They're not going out playing rugby. They're playing a little bit cautiously and for good reason. But the other thing is, I want to say everybody in the NFL is beyond that point of being soft, injury prone.
No, there's no question about that.
They're
You're
there.
right.
That's why they're there. They survived it. There's a few guys, receivers that are just, they're so special. They're so ginger. I always go back to Gervin. I reflect on Gervin because I know him the best. There's a guy that went through an unbelievable career with very little injuries. Why, when you ask him, is because I was prepared. Larry Onoff, another one, very little injuries. He knew the game. He knew how to play the game. He knew how to avoid it. Darren McCarty, total opposite. I want to rock in there. I want to get in there. I want to fight. I'm going to prove my alphaness. But it's just, there's stereotypes of people. I mean, I'm going on too much.
Yeah.
But yes, the simple answer is
there are injury-prone people.
There are injury-prone people. There are injury-prone lifers. There are people that like to complain instead of solve.
I get where you're going.
Brings up a big conversation because, like, pain tolerance and threshold or whatever, I say this all the time. When you ask me the toughest guy I ever played with, and I played with a lot of tough guys, I played through a lot of things, but Steve Eiserman's number one on the list with what he played with and didn't complain and just went out there. It reminded me like what you hear, like Ragnar and stuff like this. Some guys are just built differently like that.
But, to turn it back to Arnold,
yes.
I loved what he said. I'm not going to use I'm out there. I'm playing. The groin will never be an excuse that I'm going to use if I'm playing. And he stood by that. Did he get beat a couple times? Yeah. Did he create a lot of defensive plays a lot more? Yeah. Was he a benefit? I don't know. What's the chat say? Was it good that Arnold played in Sunday's game?
Well, people were talking earlier, he's led the league in receiving yards allowed. So I would say the overall tenor has been negative to this point. But, he's dealing with the groin. And Doc, as we wrap it up, kind of your best guesstimate on that with Terrion Arnold and the groin injury. Is this something that's going to linger? My non-medically educated self says, yeah, because that seems to be the book when these things happen.
He didn't heal in 4 days. It's lingering. He's now playing an NFL football game, which has a little bit of impact in contact sport. He's gonna fight through this. It's going to be watched by the coaches, and I think I give him thumbs up for Sunday. I watched him from the beginning. I saw him limp off after he got hit in the mix of it. But third quarter, he's running, jumping, and doing everything. I mean, did he have an interception?
It was taken away by a penalty,
back.
yeah.
Right, but still, I mean, the effort was definitely, I give him 110% on effort. 110% injured guy is better than an 80% guy playing.
Smokey Sky, TA needs to step up, and that's all I can say.
Who needs to step up?
Terrion Arnold.
There. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, the stats don't look good. His effort out there didn't look bad to me.
There you go. Doc, appreciate you. Every single
Always
week.
See you, Doc.
You answer the bell. He's a game.
Is that Peach? that shirt? Like, what
I want to
color
bring
is
a
that?
little more. I
then
think
you're-
it's creamsicle.
Creamsicle. I like it.
Yeah.
I want to bring a little summer
You
still
did.
going.
You did. You bring the weather.
Orange,
Love it.
orange whip.
Orange. Whip.
Orange whip.
There you go.
There you go.
Uh,
Hey, it was deep in the clouds. I had to pull it out.
Yeah, there
It's a
you
nice
go.
shirt.
Yeah, there you go. Doc, appreciate the time as always. That'll do it here today.